We did it. Hi, everybody.
Okay, it's going live. All right.
We are live.
I'm just making sure. Okay, hello. Hello, and welcome to episode number 94 of the Quick Diz Takes podcast. And let's see, I'm going to start this. I am going to allow our participants to introduce themselves instead of being the Tim way. So go ahead.
I'm gonna let the birthday boy go first. It's all you, Lindsay.
Yeah, sadly, birthday boy, Dave Lanzi. Oh,
It was such a good day, I felt.
yeah.
And I'm the extra effervescent Sarah Castano. Hey, howdy, hey, everybody. Were you hoping I wouldn't do that? Because that just made me want to do it more.
A little bit.
Too late.
All right, so this episode will basically focus on
Mostly.
the D23 announcements that came out this past weekend.
But before we do that, we have some exciting announcement that did not happen in Anaheim. If you would like to share that, Johnny.
You
Said I have
froze a little bit. Sorry.
a more exciting announcement that did not come out of Anaheim. If there's something you would like to share with the group.
Go ahead.
No, that would
I
be
would.
you would like to share with the group.
I have nothing to share.
Oh, you're so full of poop. This is like when you're in class and you know a certain kid knows the answer and they're just like, no. Okay. Well, think about it. We'll circle back to you.
My announcement of what we said last week with the whole charity thing. Well,
Yes.
on a positive note, in 11 days, we had reached our initial goal of the $5,000 to give kids the world. So instead of just stopping there, we'll see if we can add another family or two families, since it goes till the end of the year. So it'll just be an ongoing thing, and see how many actual families we can send.
Yeah.
But initially, we knew we'd hit the 5,000, but we didn't realize it would be only 11 days. So appreciated everyone that donated anything. So that's a very positive thing. And
little misty-eyed when I found out.
yeah, so it's nice to know that you're helping a family get a needed vacation for free, which is cool, to go to
Kind of step out of
Orlando area, kind of go to Disney, go to Universal, go to wherever I guess they want to, but it's a cool feeling. So it's still with the DDP. Oh boy, how does that page label? DDP Today Sorcerers Running Club is the page on Facebook, where you could just go to our page or DDP Today podcast page. It's all that link is still there for Give Kids the World. So
awesome knowing that we'll be able to kind of pull people out of this kind of awful situation they're in with a critically ill child, and just kind of medical bills and health situations aside, just kind of give them that break and make those memories. And it's super, I get the warm and fuzzies. I mean, I know I'm a girl, but
so now we really all have to go out and run all these races. At least, now it's even more important.
Yeah. And maybe I'll run the track when the boys are at soccer. Maybe.
I don't know. I just came in from a run and it was
Pretty icky out.
These thunderstorms that are supposed to possibly come are
hanging around,
making the air very thick. So a four and a quarter mile run looked like a 10-mile run. The way my head was dripping and the change in the color of my shirt. So.
All right. So happy, exciting news. Also, today's Lanzi's birthday. Best birthday ever. Even though he's a little bit grumpy. Don't be fooled. He's a happy boy. So I wanted to share some of the highlights from D23 Expo. We watched live on Sunday. Yes, Sunday,
Sunday was the park stuff. Yes.
where my boy Josh announced all the park stuff that's coming in the coming years. And I'm excited. So I do have two screens up today just because. So I apologize for staring at the side of my face. But we did talk about, well, I didn't talk about it. He talked about it. He announced it. A lot of stuff going on with Disneyland Resorts. That's where everything started. It only made sense that he started his announcements there. Cut into the chase because it's kind of a lot to chit chat about. Mandalorian and Grogu will be available in the parks, walking around, mingling. The Mando costume looks super awesome. Tiny little Grogu, of course, like, oh, cute factor, but like attention to detail on the Mando is awesome. That will start mid-November for him to be as an encounter within Galaxy's Edge. Marvel Studios president came out talking about Avengers Campus with Josh tomorrow and how we have Incredible Hulk in his Avengers suit will be walking around. I believe he's starting next week, I think they said. But it's really cool. You can see Hulk through the visors. His fingers articulate. It really does sound like him. I don't know if he's actually voiced by the same actor. But it's awesome. And they talk about, we're bringing the multiverse to the parks as well. So we have a foe from, I want to get this wording right, anywhere and every when. And so we will also be getting King Thanos, who has a crown and a white beard, and he will be part of Avengers Campus. He will only be found in Avengers Campus. Stories will be told around that version of if Thanos won and the Avengers are not so happy about it. So with this multiverse at Avengers Campus, this new role for Thanos that's coming, you're going to be helping the Avengers against King Thanos. And so that's kind of the premise. So I don't remember if I had this in my notes as speculation or as news, and then we just didn't get to it for whatever reason. But I remember saying that they were bringing a new attraction where you're going to be fighting alongside the Avengers into Avengers Campus. So that's what's happening. It's out in California, and it's with King Thanos, the big old purple man. We did talk a little bit, and I don't know if this was, again, how we would change the park if we could, or like us just kind of chatting amongst ourselves. So Pacific Wharf will be reimagined as San Francisco from Big Hero 6, and they are going to have a meet and greet with Baymax, as well as new shopping and dining opportunities. Every expansion they talked about, of course, has your shopping and dining opportunities. Most of them have meet and greet as well. Disneyland Park, across the way from California Adventure, Mickey Minnie Runaway Railway will get a new version off of what we have here in Orlando. So it will be opening early 2023. They have confirmed that will be their timeframe to open. But they said people who are fans of Mickey are going to love this ride. So no matter when you were exposed to Mickey, if it was Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, if it was like Steamboat Willie, whatever your first encounter with was of Mickey, you'll see him in that ride, in that iteration of him, which I feel is kind of cool. And progress is continuing on Paradise Pier Hotel to Pixar Place Hotel, where it's kind of like we thought it would be, almost like a value resort, like an all-star feel to it, kind of kitschy with the big oversized Pixar characters. At the Downtown Disney District, a dozen new and reimagined locations, including Porto's Bakery and Cafe, will be there. And the really big thing that a lot of people in the audience and that my Facebook and Twitter were like packed with is Josh D'Amaro did announce that in 2024, Run Disney Races will be back in Anaheim. He was very excited. He's like, I might even be registering for some of them. And he's like, if I can get through. So it's all very exciting stuff. They did talk about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I think I put that up on Quick Discook. I don't think I put it up on the Facebook page, with some concept art. Most notably, they took the twisted tree off the top of Splash Mountain. They added in a water tower and a little home nestled with a water wheel into the side. It's all the concept art we have at the moment. It's like a 3D model. Of course, they updated signage. It looks a lot more of those like lily flowers built into the architecture for like lights and signage. But the outside doesn't look like it's changing too terribly much. I'm a little excited. I'm not
There's a
terribly
whole
excited.
forest at the top of the mountain now.
I have to go check. I think I put it on quick disc.
Yeah, yeah, but there was a multiple trees and stuff up there. So
I'm saying just like the big, notable, iconic,
yeah,
twisty one is going.
I'm sure it's gonna well, it's not gonna be that orange color, I'm sure.
Please hold.
It looked more, bio-y. It made it seem like you're coming out of instead of just coming out of like a hole on top of a mountain, you're coming out of like an opening, like in like the trees type of thing through like a river, which is fine, but it's just kind of. It would have been nice if they could have kept mountain in there, just because.
Still the mountain, one of the mountains.
Yeah, but it's not really anymore. So I mean, I'm sure people are still gonna call it Splash Mountain, but.
Agreed. I mean, it's like one of those things. It's always going to be downtown Disney to me. It's always going to be MGM to me. It's just how things are. Right. I'm absolutely failing at life at the moment because I'm like positive that I posted this and I cannot find. Oh, I lied. It was on my Away With Me travel page on Facebook. I apologize. I can put those photos up on our page as well as the Instagram page, but I can do that later. Because so Tiana's is coming to both coasts. It's going to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Will be replacing Splash Mountain, which already has animatronics not working and they're not fixing them. It is fun to ride at night. Oh, go ahead, Lindsay.
You're gonna call it like a Bayou Mountain. I'm just saying, like, but just going back to your point about getting rid of the mountain. That's like a thing.
I know.
Right? Like they literally have shirts.
The mountains are calling.
Right.
And I must go.
Right. So it's just I love the change. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Animatronics are broke. No one knows what that movie is because they won't release it. So it's kind of like use it or lose it. So fine, lose it. But it just kind of ruins the feng shui of mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll fit. It's gonna fit very nicely into Disneyland because it's in New Orleans Square.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be. I don't know. It's gonna be weird at Disney World because you're gonna have Thunder Mountain on the side of with that Western look. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope they moss it up a little bit.
It
Like
kind of seems like they don't
those
care about sightlines too much at Disney World anymore. Like they used to. Like nowadays, do you think they would
back in my day
take the time to, like, when you're in Morocco and you can see the Tower of Terror, do you think they'd take the time to paint it the same as Morocco so it blends in? I don't know if they do that nowadays.
Well, when you're driving to Hollywood Studios, you can see some of the spires from Black Spire Outpost.
Yeah, but I think that's more based on because it's Hollywood Studios. It's supposed to be like a movie set type of thing. So they're showing you
Maybe
the back,
backside of water.
But it would have worked better when it was still a movie, when they did film things.
Absolutely.
It's a tribute to all movies, but mostly Star
Wars. Okay. Oh, I have my case just fell off my computer, but I do have my Sam Eagle on my laptop for work.
Salute to all nations, but mostly America.
Also, for anybody who has kids or you just like Bluey, like me, I got the grannies on there too. And RIP H2O plus.
I love that part from Muppets Christmas Carol where he goes, "It is the American way." Sam. Oh, that's right. It's the British way. Good job. Thank you.
Meanwhile, I like, hey, light the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp, not the rat. They're a family favorite in our house.
Well, shouldn't you just kind of go right into there's a new Muppets show coming?
And that's in the TV.
I know, but it's the whole little Muppet section right here. You could just.
That's all right. We can bring the Muppets up again later.
Okay,
I do love me some Muppets. So Tiana is kind of our crossover between the two coasts. She is coming to both of those parks, replacing the ride. The actress who voices her did come on and do a lovely show. She sang a couple of songs, Almost There, and I think Dig a Little Deeper is the name of that other song that she did. Our boys aren't particularly into Princess and the Frog, no offense to anybody. So we don't know all the songs by heart. But she did come out, do a couple of songs, amazing vocals on her. It was really cool to see her performing. But then we make our way over to Disney World. And he started off with Epcot, and I got super pumped because we did get an update on Moana's Journey of Water. When Johnny and I just went, we talked about taking the monorail. We were able to see the Kakamora. We were able to see Moana carved into the rocks. Formations are starting to take place, so it finally looks like it's coming together and not just like a construction site. Tim's down there right now. Hey, Tim, if you're watching. I know someone else who has a trip coming up really soon who might be able to see it. But we did get an update that there will be a 16-foot Moana, a 16-foot Te Fiti as part of the Journey of Water, which looks super cool because if I'm thinking of like what they did with the Tree of Life in Animal Kingdom, and if they have that attention to detail in 1990 something or other, 6, 7, 9, 8, I don't know, in 1990
Back
something.
when they cared.
Back in the day when it wasn't Bob Cheapskate. Yes. So how much more attention to detail are we going to get out of Te Fiti? And I'm pumped for that. So we did get kind of an update on the work going on there as far as Journey of Water. We did get an update that we're going to have a buddy back in the park for meet and greets. Purple and orange little dude with pink, and he lives in your imagination. And it's not Barney, but Figment is coming back for meet and greets in the parks. I was not half hoping. I was hoping they would also say the Dreamfinder's coming back, or they were going to revamp the ride, but nothing. But we got Figment back in the park, and that's a start. And if you know the song, now it's your earworm for the night. I'm so sorry, but kind of not sorry at the same time. We did move over to Magic Kingdom. We got an update on Tron.
So you forgot they had the statue there too, the new Walt statue. They had it at the expo.
Yes,
they're putting it at Epcot.
With is it Dreamers? Is that the new one?
Something, yeah, where he's sitting on the bench.
He's sitting on the bench. I do have that saved to my phone to post as well. I know a lot of people have seen it in various social media points, but I just wanted to wait until our show and then throw everything on a big dump onto our social media pages as well.
There's another thing at Epcot too. Are you staying at Epcot, going back to Epcot or no?
No, I'm not done with Epcot yet.
Okay.
And I did get a little bit excited, even more after the announcement of the return of Figment, and saying that Harmonious will no longer be staying with us for too terribly much longer. We will be getting a new nighttime. You don't what?
I don't think they didn't say they're getting rid of Harmonious.
They're revamping it. It's going to be a new. It's a new nighttime spectacular.
They said there's a new nighttime spectacular for the 100th anniversary celebration. So I think it might only be for the year.
Even if it's temporary, we're getting.
I know. I'm just saying, but I don't. They never said Harmonious was going away because I don't think they just put all that money into those things that are sitting in the middle of the lagoon
that don't work.
Well, they work nice for the show, but
right. But they were supposed to have fountains on during the day, so they didn't look so icky in the middle of my.
They did have the fountains on during the day during marathon.
Right, while they were testing it,
and they looked horrible.
Right, and then they tested it, and it looked weird.
Yeah, but I don't think Harmonious is going away. I think it's just like the whole. I don't know.
Tell me you're married without telling me that you're actually married.
If the 100 year is going to be 16 months or 12 months, I don't know. Well, go ahead, continue.
I digress. Yes. So Epcot, we got an update. We got told about Figment, and we also got a new nighttime spectacular for their 100 years of magic, which will kick off on New Year's Rockin' Eve. And again, I don't know if it's a 12 or a 16 or 18-month celebration, because we all know the Disney 50th ended up being almost like a 20-month celebration.
Wait, the 100th is starting
New Year's Rockin' Eve, it said.
So there's going to be the 100th and the 50th for like 4 months together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Listen, Disney's doing their own kind of math, man.
I guess.
I
think the 50th is kind of dying down anyway.
Skipping
and the fourth, and then this
Disney
is the,
Epcot's
is the
40th.
40th of Epcot. Jesus, lots of
And the
lots of
30th
stuff.
anniversary of the marathon, right? Half marathon.
Oh yeah, it's the 30th of something and the 30th
One
of
of
the
the runs.
marathon, the 10 of Dopey. So there's a lot of
stuff.
anniversaries this year.
The planets have aligned ever so nicely. Hercules fans, I know you're hearing me. So we're gonna hop over from Epcot into the Magic Kingdom. We ended with their nighttime spectacular. Enchantment, it took me a little bit to warm up to it, but they did reveal that Happily Ever After will be returning. A little excited because I know all the words to that song. It will be starting back in 2023. We will be getting the Haunted Mansion will materialize with a Hatbox Ghost.
That fills up the mansion. They can't use that
That's
line
our other
anymore.
happy. Oh no, that's our
just
last
thought of
happy
it.
haunt.
There's room for one more, and they're bringing one in. So okay, they got to revamp that line then.
Ruh-roh.
Ride's ruined.
I think I already have most of them following me at this point. One of them keeps tripping me because I know I can't be, that clumsy. But one of them keeps doing a gravity check and just tripping me.
It's a science experiment. Gravity's
Well,
still in effect. That's all.
It's gravity works. Trust me. Okay. I drop enough things throughout the day.
So Hatbox Ghost will materialize at the Haunted Mansion starting in 2023. Happily Ever After will once again soar over the skies of Magic Kingdom in 2023. In spring of 2023, we have a release season for Tron. So Josh Tomorrow did show, he's like, I have a cool job. Want to know how cool it is? Watch me ride Tron. That's how cool my job is. He said it's amazing. He just looked like he was genuinely enjoying himself, and it wasn't just put on for the GoPro that he was wearing. We've talked about how it seems like it's been taking forever for this ride. There's always progress. When Johnny and I were there this last trip in August, we were able to see it running with lights and music going. Tim's down there now. I don't know if he's been able to see anything. But the fact that they're letting people ride, especially the CEO, that's a good sign that it's ready. So I imagine they're kind of doing finishing touches and all of those types of things if they have an anticipated spring opening date. I'm pumped. Sad that I'm missing it for a marathon weekend because it's not spring. But I'm excited that it'll be open. And by the time we go back, hopefully.
Maybe you'll just have to run, wine, and dine next year too.
Oh no. Is there a 5K I can walk? Jog.
It's 5:10 and a half at wine and dine. But
my cousin has
my personal days.
My cousin has the best t-shirt.
Uh-oh.
It says 1K race. Let's not overdo it.
The 5K I did in Bristol said everything hurts and I'm dying. So I had a lot of comments on my shirt. It was fun.
You do the sleepy challenge.
I do the sleepy, and I rock it every year. It's amazing.
You sleep while I run.
Well, I wake up when you get up, and then I think about falling back to sleep, but then I'm afraid I'm going to miss you at the finish line. So, but I'm not running. So nevertheless, neither here nor there. Also in Magic Kingdom, while we're on the topic, because for whatever reason, my notes are not in order, unlike me. They did announce Beyond Thunder Mountain. So they did propose, and it's not a definite, but they did announce that they have proposed 3 new lands beyond Big Thunder Mountain. So we would get Santa Cecilia from Coco. We would get the house from Encanto, and we would get a Villains Park. So from how I recall, it would be Big Thunder Mountain. We would have the 2 happy, bright, colorful parks flanking behind it. And then in the back would be the Dark Villains piece. So you'd have this bright, colorful juxtaposition to the Villains Park.
Wait, I'm sorry. So would it be its own park or part of Magic Kingdom?
Part of Magic Kingdom. Because Johnny and I even had this. Yes.
Villain Land.
And Canto, Santa Cecilia, we did talk about why they're not just making a 5th gate, and how maybe they're doing this in lieu of it. Or I don't know. But I'm excited that Magic Kingdom's getting it. But on the same token, it's one of the bigger parks with more stuff to do in it, or the most stuff to do in it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they're gonna have to come up with another entrance. Like it's not gonna be able to handle the traffic.
Yeah.
The increased traffic for that.
And And
Yeah.
if you think about like their what do they call it? The spoken wheels or the hub and spoke
Mhm.
structure. I'm wondering how this is going to now skew that, because now we're going to have this little growth off to the on the
And looking at the map and of a map of it, I mean,
The thing is,
behind Big Thunder is all, you got the rivers of America there, but then it's all trees. So that's where they have space.
not anymore.
Yeah.
Goodbye oxygen.
don't worry, they'll import it. It'll-
But if they added another park, I mean, don't forget
Wow.
that's another. You had to get more buses,
Yeah.
right, for the stop. So they maybe just be looking at the investment on another park with
Yeah.
I don't know,
land, parking.
land, parking. Another resort.
Three Lands is cool, and it's a huge addition to an existing park, but it's not enough to substantiate a fifth gate.
Yeah.
Three Lands.
I mean,
Right. But I almost feel like, Hollywood studio. I mean, they're movies. Don't movies go best in Hollywood studios?
I mean, everything's based in movies. Peter Pan. Well, Small World's not. I feel like if we made a park
it's just there's no room.
Yeah, it's true.
Hollywood
and
Studios.
just like non-IPs, like Small World, Carousel of
You'd
Progress,
have to go across World Drive.
Pirates started off as a non-IP. Jungle Cruise
Oh, there's
started
no
off as a
reason-
non-IP.
there's no
But like
reason
we'd
why they're
have like
not.
5 rides.
The
That's a
last
very good-
non-IP was Everest, right? How long ago was that?
hmm I mean,
Ever since Everest.
Big
all
Thunder's
down.
non-IP.
Yeah, but that's old. I'm talking about like the last time.
No,
made
I
it.
know. But I'm just saying.
Everest and Soarin' maybe are the last non-IP.
Yep.
I just don't think it's gonna happen ever again.
I think we need to get some creativity back in there and stop playing the. I mean, you have these properties, you need to make the most of them. However, originality. I mean, look at all the classics: Haunted Mansion, Pirates. It's all people's favorites, or the non-connected properties that they have.
Even Universal's kind of going with the IP stuff, but then even like Halloween Horror Nights, most of that's where they use their creativity, and they just create their own stuff. And a lot of the stuff, I mean, I've never been, but a lot of stuff that people talk about that is the best is usually the Universal made stuff that they think like, oh, this is going to be, I don't know, there was one thing about, I don't even remember what it's called, something about pumpkins, and then they go in the house and it's like their favorite house, or so they're still doing stuff. Why can't Disney?
And I think that's the kind of stuff that like gets people going back all more and more, because you don't have a preconceived notion about what to expect. Like if I go to Santa Cecilia, I've seen Coco. I have, kind of that preconceived notion of what it should look like or what's going to be
Yeah.
involved, or
I mean,
like
if they base
what
it
I
off,
think should be included.
if they do it like they did Cars Land, even though I've never seen Cars Land in person, but I just from a picture of Cars Land in California, it's just, and from what everybody says is you're walking into Radiator Springs. So if they do it that way,
Yeah.
I just
I
have
mean,
one question.
they're
with
gonna have
the
to make
Coco thing.
sequels.
Yes, darling.
I want to know what food places are going up, because I mean, I'm just saying, if you get some Mexican plate, margaritas, nachos, I said, do you want that tamale?
Tamale.
Look,
But if you go with,
if you go with Magic Kingdom, you can't have margaritas.
yeah, you
It
can't
could
walk
only be
around with it. Just
in-
sit down.
It could only be in a rest. It'd have to be a sit-down restaurant inside.
But even in Encanto, they talk about how the mom's food feels,
Yeah.
and they talk about empanadas. They talk about all kinds of different food. So, I mean, they're gonna have to have like her kitchen or something, and
Yeah.
not that I'd be upset about that, but I digress.
Well,
So
I
we
mean,
are getting those 3 new
It's just
proposals.
they did say it's just an idea. This is their
Yeah.
What's the word that they use when they draw things?
Sketch.
No, when they put the
Draft.
drawing out there. This is a blah 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 of this ride.
Artist rendering.
Draft,
No,
rough draft.
Give me more synonyms.
they had the picture of like Tiana, the thing of Tiana. It's a
Drawing.
concept art. It was
Concept.
That's what it was. It was just
know
concept.
that.
That's what they said. They do a lot of
Yes.
concept art in these square ones. So
That's Johnston
knows?
Wales
Yeah.
term.
Yes. Concept.
Rhode Island colleges. It was a drawing. It's
It's a
like
sketcheroo.
little stick figures and the little dots in for the eyes.
Yeah. I mean, they did have kind of like really good drawings that like their professional artists did. But it was just that. It was just a presentation of ideas and concepts that they had. He said, I'm not promising anything. I'm just letting you know these are our ideas. And I was like, all right. Because if something doesn't happen, people are going to be upset.
yeah. I mean, looking at the maps too, like Magic Kingdom is the one that has the most like space.
Space behind it.
I mean, Animal Kingdom obviously has space, but I know they like to save,
But they also
keep it-
need
keep it
animal care
for
space.
conservation. But like Hollywood Studios, you'd really have to go over Cross World Drive to get over anything else. But Magic Kingdom, basically from where, what is this over here?
You could make the queue go up and over like you do at Tomorrowland Speedway.
from basically behind where like
Same
under this,
fumes.
where under the sea is, all the way over to behind Big Thunder Mountain is just all trees. I mean, there's waterways and stuff, but like it's all open, and there's no like big cast buildings or anything back there.
Yes. Oh, yep.
Plus,
We got you.
It kind of complete. It would complete us, make a little more of a complete circle.
I mean, if they
I'm
just put
from,
like
I mean, from a satellite image.
right, that's very up to date and accurate.
But I'm just saying, no, because they have Tron going on the outside. It's not built on the satellite image, but there's that side of is
Oh, I see what you're saying.
is all green.
But not for long.
So it just makes a big circle of stuff there.
Stuff and things.
I just want to be clear though. They didn't mention anything that they would be doing with particular Lilo and Stitch ride. Nothing.
But we still have Stitch's Great Escape just taking up space.
I mean, just put a swimming pool. Like I don't care what you put something.
Don't they
Something.
have? Isn't the baby?
Even
not
if
the
they just
baby too.
cleared it and did it
It's not a
for
baby care center in there.
The kids
character
center
meetings.
at Grand Fleur at Polynesian is still Lilo's, isn't it? That might be the only like
Maybe.
mention of Lilo, I think.
Well, until they came out with Moana, they just had
I
Maui
think like
in the
where the little
lobby.
kids can go, where they, is Lilo something.
Yeah.
I think Lilo and
I lost you. What happened?
oh, no,
OMG.
so
Right,
the
you're
way
good.
I have it, the way it's supposed to work is I'm muted. If I hold the space button, unmutes, right? So just wait here, and then sometimes the space button doesn't work for it. I think Lilo and Stitch would have been a great replacement for Splash Mountain. I thought
Mhm.
that's what it should have been because it's a water-based movie, right? And Lilo and Stitch needs a new spot anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't really fit into Frontierland, though. I mean, neither does
Neither
Tiana,
does
really. I feel,
Bayou.
This bio.
I feel,
I think we've proven that they were just looking for. I mean,
a retheme.
what
Yeah.
else would go to Frontierland? Like what movie or anything would go?
They have a short about a sheep that doesn't want to get shorn and it jumps like a jackrabbit. You've ever seen that? No? All right, good trick.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
But no, it's just like an animated short, like how they do like the Piper in the to the water. What else was a short? Like the man playing checkers against himself for his dentures.
Yeah.
It was just one of those little shorts. I can't think of the name of it.
There's no movie that takes place out in the frontier.
Right.
At
And
least recently.
involves water.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that it will at least look similar on the outside, so it blends in as best as it can. But I still think Lilo and Stitch deserve better.
It's
I
weird
feel like with
because they-
Moana though, everyone's kind of forgotten about. And which it's a shame they forget about Lilo and Stitch, because let me tell you,
But Stitch is such a merchandise gold
Yeah,
mine.
but
Everybody loves Stitch.
Stitch is everywhere. I mean, they have the line for Stitch in the Elvis costume at the Halloween party was insanely long.
okay,
If I didn't
Don't
have
Lilo
small
out
humans
anyway.
with me,
Where did
I
we
would have
see-
gone for sure.
I
in
say
the Elvis
when
line.
we went on our honeymoon, where we did was Lilo and Stitch at one of the water parks.
They were at the water park, but they were also in Magic Kingdom. I have a picture of me with them.
Yeah, but you you
As
were with
Altana
Lilo. You were
Fury.
wearing a bathing suit, so I think that was.
Yeah, she was at Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon, water
One of
park.
them.
I don't remember which one.
But I mean, that was also 12 years ago too.
12
So
years.
I mean, they bring her out for marathon weekend because I'm pretty sure I stopped for I took a picture with them on one of the races.
Yeah.
They
don't know.
definitely don't use them enough.
I mean,
I mean, he's
Stance,
merchandise
Lilo's-
gold.
Lilo's sister,
Nani.
hardworking, single,
Sib-
mother. I mean, a
Sibling
sister,
parent,
but
yeah.
sibling parent, paying, working her tail up, paying the bills. I'm just saying, queen.
Yas, queen. Oh. Before we get too off track, and I do love me some Lilo and Stitch. Those three conceptual pieces could maybe possibly eventually, maybe not, be added into Magic Kingdom. But we also got some news about Animal Kingdom. And it's not replacing Dino Land, but it said extending beyond, which makes me think it's going to take where Primeval World was, start there and go back. I'd like to see Dino Land gone.
Let's go to the map. Let's go to the map.
All right, Weatherman Johnny, go to the map.
Hold on, I gotta find it.
They are proposing. No, this is actually happening.
Dino
Zootopia
Land.
Land.
Yeah, this is
So Zootopia
there
will
is
be
it
beyond Dino Land.
it has to be going in Dino Land because there's no room over there. There's a bunch of, I mean, it's a big cast building back there. That's, oh, what did we run back there? I think
No.
we ran by back there because that's where all like, but yeah, there's a big cast building back there, but there's no, I mean, they get a Dino Land is a pretty big land. They just, do they keep dinosaur? I mean, and they could get away with where Dino Land is, all like Chester and Hester stuff. They could get away with getting rid of all that, and they could keep dinosaur because it's just
That
enough
it's off to the
away.
side and back. Yeah.
So
We have to-
I
we
mean,
have to
I
give
like
it
the
that.
idea of Zootopia.
I do. I kind of wish they would bring the good dinosaur or dinosaurs or the TV show Dinosaurs
I don't
into
think they're
Dino
gonna-
Land. I think we get a few properties we could pull from than that cheesy carnival game stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for when they built the land. They needed, I guess, they just needed something
Space.
quick and cheap there, and they did it. And now
And it is.
It's just run its course.
But much like building it quick and cheap, people walk
Actually,
through
I'm
it
not even-
quickly and
I'm not
cheap.
even looking at the whole. It's even bigger than I'm looking at because I'm only looking at the Chester and Hester stuff. Then you still got the Boneyard, which
Mhm. Which
and
I have
then
to say, our
where-
kids are 8 and 10 now.
where
And on this
restaurants
past trip,
are-
they just for the very first time, like, hey, can we go in there?
yeah, I mean, it's a very big area.
Yeah, I didn't realize that like play area was as
And then
big.
even
as
like
it was.
Nemo is the musical one that's considered part of Dino Land too.
Okay, awkward.
But I mean, there's
Yes,
enough room. I
fish.
mean, they also made it the idea when they were talking the whole, like you said, beyond Zootopia was maybe there's a dinosaur land in Zootopia.
Yeah.
Which they can explore. And are they making short a show? Aren't they doing a Zootopia thing? Was that
I don't
announced?
remember.
Or
There was a
that something
lot on the
before?
TV and movies.
I don't know, but yeah.
Tons of movies coming out. I'm excited. Lots of live stuff, but we can get there. I know we're going at about an hour or coming up on an hour right now. So maybe we'll go another day this week. Later on this week, we'll do all the TV and movie stuff. Because we're still not done with the parks and experiences stuff.
Yes. there is a
Believe it or not.
Disney Plus short series Zootopia Plus.
Yeah,
will
everything's plus
consist
now.
of 6 new stories set in the world from Zootopia. So maybe
I was hoping for Illuminations Plus because you get the Magic Band Plus, Disney Plus,
Yeah.
Zootopia Plus. I wanted my Illuminations Plus. Anyway, so moving away from land, moving into sea, we did get the Disney Wish this year, the 5th ship in the Disney Cruise Line fleet. And while they literally just had the inaugural sailings this March or May, I know it was delayed a little bit, they announced a 6th ship. So it's not coming out just yet. It will set sail in 2024, but it is the Disney Treasure. I'm excited because it's themed towards Aladdin, Jasmine, and Magic Carpet, which we haven't really seen that too much of. Lots of influences on the interior for Asia and Africa, and then your imaginary land of Agrabah. Cool new destinations of Australia and New Zealand for a limited time. Of course, they're going to have their Star Wars Day at Sea. Repositioning cruises for the Wonder will be the first South Pacific trips for the Disney Cruise Line, which is huge, giving you the chance to visit destinations like Samoa and Fiji, which are so cool. I would love to go. And in addition, it feels like every cruise line has their own private island. Disney currently has Castaway Cay. Well, they now have a second private destination called Lighthouse Point. Yes. Also in the Bahamas, Josh Damara was saying how 90% of the energy used in this area will all be solar, and they are going to be conserving as much of the natural beauty, plants, flora, and fauna, as much of it as possible, really trying to preserve this island in its natural form while bringing this huge, relaxing thrill, all-in-one island destination in addition to Castaway Cay. It seems really cool. Like, of course, he's talking about how cool his job is again. And there's a picture of him standing on this gorgeous beach in the Bahamas, and the drone footage goes out, and you see this massive, massive island behind him. And then the concept art for it. Super cool. Of course, dining and shopping opportunities in addition. They're trying to keep the food as traditional, but something everybody will be able to eat. I don't know. Disney cruises are a bit pricey. Also, they announced shortly before all these really cool, fun things, Disney Cruise Line is offering, and there are certain exempt sailings. And I have that list in all my travel agent stuff. But they are offering when the first 2 sailors on your Disney Cruise Line pay their full price, passengers 3 and 4 are free. They just pay their taxes. So you do not pay the nightly price per person for your 3rd and 4th in your cabin. You're just paying the taxes on them, which I don't think ever in the history of ever has Disney Cruise Line given a promotion or deal. And then to literally have them just go for free and just pay taxes is like insane. And I want to say there's maybe 7 sailings across their ships that are exempt from this promotion. I think there's like 2 sailings on a few of the ships, but that's like outrageously unheard of. So if you're in the market for a Disney cruise, that's the time to do it. And I know someone who can help you. But I digress. Moving across the ocean, we're going to go over to multiple overseas Disneylands. We have 3 Frozen themed lands happening overseas. There will be one opening in the second half of 2023 at Hong Kong Disneyland, the first of the 3 areas coming to international parks, and that will blend Lantau Island with Arendelle. Disneyland Paris will be getting the next opening of their Frozen land, and it will be like a lakeside promenade, very immersion friendly centric, with that winter setting from the films. They're also getting a new Tangle themed family attraction. They showed one of the ride vehicles for it, and it looks like the canoe with the long ends that curls over with the lantern scene. So that's what that ride vehicle will look like, along the lines of the Frozen boats, but more Tangled-ish. And Frozen will also be part of the transformation at the Disneyland Hotel reopening in 2024. And then it's part of the grand finale of the 30th anniversary celebration underway. Pixar We Belong Together will debut in 2023 in Walt Disney Studios Park. Tokyo Disney Frozen is one of the stories that they're getting with Tokyo Disney Sea, joining Tangled and Peter Pan, Plus, they have a brand new hotel integrated right into the park called Fantasy Springs with tons of brand new audio animatronic figures. They even showed off Elsa, who is singing Let It Go in Japanese, which was super cool because it's so fluid.
Yeah,
like, you know, it's not the cartoon.
Face projections. It's like
Right.
that Beauty and the Beast ride that they opened up.
Yeah.
Just the eyes are projected.
But it's so fluid, like the motions of it's just amazing. And I've never heard Let It Go sung in Japanese before, but it's very beautiful. We also had 3 amazing singers come out on stage and do a rendition of Into the Unknown in 3 languages. I want to say it was Cantonese, French, and Japanese. And it was amazing. I mean, amazing. If you can find it online, please do. I recommend it. It's amazing. And then we also took a very brief look at the transformation Tokyo Disneyland Space Mountain is getting. They're trying to keep a nod to the original architecture, reimagining it, and it will be a completely new plaza that will hopefully be completed by 2027. Fingers crossed. We did not get a ton of information that it will anchor what land, but it will be reimagined. And I guess we'll get more information as that comes over. Shanghai Disney will be the first Disney resort to bring Zootopia to life. Zootopia Central Station will be joining Shanghai Disney. They will have the police department, which will also be the entrance for their new family attraction with Officer Clawhauser. They showed the animatronic for that. And like the ears and the facial expression, again, everything seems so seamless. And all the other parks get the really cool animatronics, and we get clicky Tiki Room. And I like Tiki Room, but after seeing all the really cool, fluid, seamless animatronics that all the other parks are getting, guys. Yeah, classic's great. There's a place for classic. You know what it is? It's called vintage. And then they take it out of our parks and put something else there, like Great Movie Ride. Not bitter.
All the garbage.
So stop. They're gonna sell it on eBay, Lindsay. Gosh.
I'm just really glad that right now Tim's not here, because you know he'd be hitting that button, waiting hitting that.
In the tiki. That one. Sorry.
You know what they need to do? You know what they need to create? They need to create a tiki bar and a tiki bar. That's what they need.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
I would happily visit that.
I don't know, but that bird looks realistic to me.
It looks so real. Click. And then we also found out that overseas in Asia, the resorts out there have a new friend. So if you know the story of Duffy, and then he has another friend. Oh, I can't think of her name. I can see her, but I can't think of her name. But there's like a whole series of these friends and all their pals. And there's Shelly May. There's Olu is the one from Aulani. But there's a series of 6 of them, and like one's a chef, and one's a ballerina, and one's a painter, and one's a writer, and they all have these very kind of Renaissance skills. Like if you've ever been to Topolino's Terrace, and the characters come out in their Renaissance outfits. They do have a new edition. It's a little purple fox with her magnifying glass. She's super cute, and she's got a flower in her ear, and she's always looking to solve mysteries and looking for clues. And I want to say, oh gosh, I don't remember her name. Do you have it? No. They were chanting it, and I was like, I don't need to write this down. I'm gonna remember it. Lies I tell myself.
I did have it. Hold on. Page is loading.
Okay. Purple Fox, Duffy's friend. Google it.
It is.
It's like a 2 name.
Josh.
No, not Josh DeMar.
Oh, no.
He's the human that announced her.
No, it doesn't say. It says that they're getting their own 6-episode stop motion animated series on Disney Plus. That's what this says.
Lena Bell. Man,
Sure.
Keywords and Google, it's all you got to do. Lena Bell is a purple fox. She has her magnifying glass. She's always looking for clues to solve the next mystery. Good grief. They will get their own 6-episode stop motion series to air next year on Disney Plus, as you do.
Well, it's so popular over in Japan. They're trying to get something over here.
I know. And they're
I mean,
everywhere.
They literally have places where, like, they have like the picture spots in Disney where this is a nice place to take a picture. They literally have a stand that people put their Duffy bears on to take a picture of their Duffy bears in the picture spot in the box over there. Yeah, they're like way into it.
They should have like selfie sticks by the purple wall and the bubblegum wall. My
Popsicles, the
goodness
popsicle
gracious.
wall. Or
Popsicle.
and
Is the one in Animal Kingdom where it has "Can you feel the love tonight" in Swahili?
Yeah, lovely.
I almost got you to smile on that one. No. Tried to trick you into it. We did talk a little bit earlier about the 100 Years of Wonder, or as they're calling it, the Disney 100, which I don't know why we're calling it that, but I'm not in charge of the company, so I'm just going to roll with it. It is going to be their biggest celebration in the history of the company, bigger than 50. That's gone on for more than a year, my friends. It will include new decor, specialty food and bevs, as always, character experiences, and more to the parks all around the world, not just here in the States, even though this is where it started. In the heart of the celebration will be rooted at Disneyland Resort, because that is where it started. Nighttime Spectacular's World of Color 1 and Wondrous Journeys will kick off in January at the Disneyland Resort. It will have some of the storytelling legacy from Walt from a century ago, because it is their 100 years. And then Wondrous Journeys will ignite the wonder in everyone, and it nods to all 60 Walt Disney Animation Studio films to date, taking viewers on a journey filled with artistry, music, storytelling, and heart. They will also have special entertainment moments pop up across the resort, including the long-awaited return of Magic Happens Parade out in Disneyland. In Hong Kong, Disneyland will unveil their statue of Walt and Mickey near Cinderella's carousel as well. People were given keepsakes. They were given stills of things. They were given prints of things. They were given pins. They were given little bears or Lena Bells. I think they got like a Lena Bell pin or like a Lena Bell plush, like a little keychain one. But I also found this incredibly odd, that among the entire universe of swag that Disney could market and could think of and said, hey, this is a good idea, we should give this out as swag for the D23 Expo. I'm looking for the photo of it, but it's literally a piece of a tree that they cut down from their park, a small ring of their tree, and they burned into it like D23 Expo, and they gave them out to participants. And I'm thinking, why would you your whole point is conservation. Why would you not have just moved that tree elsewhere? Why would you cut it and give people? And I think it's for like to celebrate their conservation efforts. And I'm thinking how backwards that is, that they're literally giving a tree they cut down. Of course, now I'm not going to find it. But they did give out tons of stuff. I feel like people who left there were just loaded down with stuff. The panels looked amazing. So many people were like live tweeting from panels. There were show and movie and musical things. There were tons of people at all times. There was so much going on at these. I kind of wish I was there, but that's also very people-y for me. And I do have my limits on peopling. But the only other thing I can think of is they did announce that the Tokyo Disney parks are banning vlogging and streaming from within the parks. And they said that was for safety of all guests, because I guess people are walking into guests and attractions and other things because they're not paying attention to what they're doing because they're busy like this while they live stream or vlog. So they are banning that in Tokyo Disney. And of course, the uproar of people of, oh, they're woke and they're this and they're that. And I don't know what safety has to do with being woke. But it's a free country and people are entitled to
well now
opinions.
it's not even just holding a phone for these vloggers. They have like the little mini setup with the lights and everything.
Yes.
And you know what? Do it on your own time. Like, Get the light out of my face.
We
This
saw
looks-
someone in a gift shop who was like live streaming every piece of merchandise, but she had two phones. Like one was on a thing around her neck, and like what it was so bizarre. And I'm looking at Johnny like, do you know who she is? I don't know who she is.
No.
But she had like such a professional looking setup. I was just like, maybe I should know who she is. Or another guy at the entrance to Epcot just talking to himself. I thought he was on FaceTime with somebody, and then he like did one of these like spinny things, and I was like, oh, that's not going to be good for anybody who's watching. Yeah, so I'm kind of happy they're going. Here it is. See if it'll show up for you guys if I duck out of the way. Literally a piece of tree with D23 Expo burned into it. And I think it has the date on it. I can't. Taking a piece of the Disney parks home with you, including our iconic Disney parks trees. For Disney Through the Decades, an ambassador perspective panel was on the stage Sunday with the first Disney ambassador and legend, Julie Rhyme Castelletto, another ambassador from 1966, and they had a few other them. It says everyone attending will receive a numbered collectible medallion. So what happens if you have more people show up for your panel than you have pieces of tree for? Do you go cut down another tree? I had questions. I thought it was very bizarre when they talk about conservation and then they give out pieces of tree. If anybody was there, please feel free to explain more. But this specific tree has,
we could possibly find that out soon.
I don't know. It does say like this image that they put up says California pepper tree. I never took Latin, so I'm very sorry. Chimus moli. I don't know Latin. I'm very sorry. From Goofy's Playhouse and Mickey's Toontown, it was piece 509 out of 1,000. I don't know how thin they cut these, but you can kind of see the shadow of the last D23 that was burned in just on the side of it. But it does have that extra information as to where that tree came from.
Maybe
And
the
how
tree
many
was
people
dead.
Yeah.
Maybe it's dying tree. and
Hopefully
he's
not
dead.
Groot.
Well, he
No,
did
he
die.
grows back.
so. Groot did
Um,
die.
No, spoilers.
The original Groot dead.
No. So yeah, so lots of stuff that they
Too
talked
soon?
about. This was like hours and hours, and we've been going for about an hour, a little over an hour. I condensed pretty well. I talked pretty fast. I'm sorry.
57 minutes ago we started.
Oh, all right, 57 then. Like I said, about an hour. I was close.
Mm.
Don't make me grumpy. Just kidding. Yeah, so we may just do all the TV and movie announcements later this week if you're available. I know you're not available Friday. Thursday, maybe for us because the boys have soccer. and that's
I
late
will not
night.
be available.
Why, Lindsay? Why won't you be available?
Going to the house of the mouse.
It's your turn. It's your turn.
It's a quick kind of turnaround, but yeah,
That's all right.
we will be enjoying.
A quick trip to Disney is better than zero trip to Disney. Best
Exactly.
trips ever.
Exactly. Star Wars.
The return to Disney World.
The return of Lindsay. How's that?
I'm sure those Mickey bars have stayed right around $5 too.
I don't know how much. I don't know.
I think they're like six or 650.
Oh,
They didn't
no.
go up too
That's
much.
that's the Disney I know. That's the Disney I know.
The
Don't
upside
let
is it's not going to be as hot as Satan's butthole down there, so it won't be as terribly hot.
And it should be pretty
pretty good.
decently not
Or Dole Whip too.
well, not a lot of people should be there.
Also, if you are Nintendo Switch players or you have kids who have a Switch and are into Minecraft, our oldest just bought like a Disney skin, and it's just Magic Kingdom.
Mm.
It is so detailed. You can go on attractions, you can go on rides, not all of them, but some of them.
It's not a skin, it's the world. They built the Magic Kingdom basically.
But it's amazing. Like You can go on, you can watch Country Bear Jamboree and like the curtains open and the panels and the music. James went
We
into
went on Buzz
Tiki
Lightyear.
Room.
We Buzz Lightyear and we played the
You
game.
can play
You can
Buzz
play
Lightyear
Buzz
Space Ranger
Lightyear.
Spin. You
got
can go
all
on
that.
Pirates.
Pretty cool.
I get very serious on that ride.
Don't sit with Johnny because he knows where to shoot, and he'll once he gets the target, he'll move you. Doesn't tell you where to shoot.
All you just do is follow my lead, aim where I aim. Sorry.
Right. If I'm looking at you, I don't know where you're laying, and
It's a
then you, and I'm done.
It's a competition. Why would you?
It is.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
Next time I get my own car.
all I know is I've been in a Galactic Hero twice before I've even gotten into the spinning room, the spinning thing. So should follow my lead.
Or I could just listen to the other podcast where somebody talks about which targets to hit.
No,
Just saying. Somebody who's been on that ride several times and knows where to hit.
all
by
right.
the way,
I digress.
I want it known that while I'm in Disney, I will not be seeing other podcasts because I
Well,
am a one podcast kind of guy.
you may see another podcast, but you won't know that you're seeing another.
I am a monogacast.
You're not
monogapod.
polycast.
I am a monogapod.
A monogapod.
Actually,
I'm
the
an
other
iPod.
our other podcasts, they're actually down in Florida this weekend, but they'll be
Or Halloween Horror Nights.
I will not be conversing with them.
But you,
I do not
listen,
go
you're
behind
social
enemy,
like me. You may converse with them, not knowing it's them.
I do not go behind enemy lines.
They're a very friendly group.
Okay, I am very
They're fantastic
Loyal.
humans.
loyal to the one and only podcast that I do. But you floozies go flooze it up with as many podcasts as you want, and that's fine.
Oh, Lansy.
I'm a monogapod.
I like that we're just
All
making
right,
these
all
words
right.
up. We've lost it. We've lost
Let's end this fun.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's late. And we have school
Late.
tomorrow. It's a school night.
It is a school night.
So,
I got open house tomorrow. Ours and the kids.
so
I don't know when mine is.
So we end. How do we
I'm
end?
sure it's on the
this?
schedule.
Like,
somewhere.
like, subscribe, all that.
Like,
stuff.
share, subscribe,
Share.
please.
Please.
Go to the Facebook page. Look for that donation link.
Yes. It's on our
Help the
Facebook
child.
page. It's on Quick Discook. It's on if you're part of the travel agent group that I'm in, or my travel agent
Search-
page, it's on
search-
those.
Search my name. It's on my page.
It's on my personal page if we're friends, like in for real life. I think I've pinned it to all the social media pages I've posted it on. But it's an amazing opportunity we have to kind of
$1, $2, whatever.
reach people. Yeah. And if you can't, we get it. Share. We just ask that you share the link, reach as many people as we can. And even if you can't donate, maybe you could volunteer or kind of moves your heart in a different way. But the more we get the word out, the better. And then we can help more and more families who we kind of take going to the parks for granted, I feel. And we have healthy children, and that's kind of not everybody has that opportunity. So it's awesome to kind of have this chance to get the word out there and kind of do some good in the world and put some good back out there when it's a little down and out sometimes. So is that all? Like, share, subscribe,
Yes.
guys. Yeah. And Tim is not here with us tonight, not because he's on the great beyond, but he is in Disney at the moment. He was available to go live with us last night when we could not figure out the correct combination for the password to Zoom and locked ourselves out of our account.
No, he wasn't. He was at Universal.
Driving.
He was
But
at the
I said he was
competitor
available. I didn't say he was in Disney.
He was cheating. He was cheating on Disney with Universal. All right.
Digress.
Anybody want to sing a song to take us? Oh no, we're gonna have to.
Are we going to sing
wait
happy
for that.
birthday again?
I don't know. Is that public domain? We might get flagged.
Oh, no. Happy birthday, cha-cha-cha to you.
You make up a new song.
Happy birthday, cha-cha-cha, Lindsay. I don't know. That's all I got. I sing in the key of me, my friend. You know this.
All right. Well, until maybe this couple days.
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe.
Okay.
Finish it up.
Yeah, lots of time.